guys! Oh my gosh, it feels so good to be filming this. Today I am introducing a new video series. I've obviously taken a big step back from video content for the last year and have recently just been trying to figure out what that next step or season looks like for me. I found that very often there were things that I wanted to talk about and share. The only way I really knew how to do it in the past was incorporating it into a vlog, or that became very comfortable for me. And so even though I was slowing down on YouTube, I'd want to share things, but I'd be like too intimidated, or it felt too vulnerable sharing it just on a random Instagram story. There's something about like the safe comfort and community of YouTube and just getting to sit down and talk for a long time, and there's a safeness there that I really missed. I wanted to figure out, okay, what can I do that gives me the space to talk about anything that's on my mind and still kind of is its own thing and not necessarily, hi, I'm sharing my entire life. One of my best friends, Lexi Lombard, has a series on her channel called Weird with 2 Ds, and it's an acronym for what she has been wearing, eating, impressed by, reading, and like kind of every letter was a different acronym. I've always loved Lexi's Weird series, and then more recently it sort of started becoming a trend on TikTok to use the word report. Basically, I wanted to take that concept and kind of spin it a little bit for it to be my own version and make it even more flexible. We're calling it recap. It can be a monthly recap, it can be a seasonal recap, we'll see what happens, but essentially I'm recapping with you guys, and every letter of the word recap can represent and mean anything. So I'm not going to have R always be about a certain subject. For example, R can stand for what I'm reading, what I'm recommending, what I regret, what I'm returning, reimagining, ritual, routine. Also doesn't even have to be a verb. Eating, entertainment, embracing, enjoying, excited about, eliminating. Anyways, we can go on and on with all of the different letters. I thought filming a little recap would be like the perfect space to talk about anything and everything. So that's what we're trying out today. Let's start with R. What I've been reading. I haven't finished this book yet, so I don't feel like I can give my full review, but this is kind of embarrassing to say maybe, but this is the first book that I am speeding through with Eve and actually going to be finishing. I'm still new to her world. So embarrassing. This is the first book of Eve's that I'm like, oh my gosh, wow, you are so funny. And also, I haven't tried reading every book, so this is not, I'm sure I'm gonna get through every single book and be like, oh, yeah. Something about this book has been like very, very exciting and easy to digest, and she's such an incredible writer and like references things in the perfect way, and I find myself just like highlighting and underlining and circling so many things and literally just annotating like, oh, cute, I love this book so much, haha. She's just funny, and she's so willing to also like be ugly and vulnerable and like showcase the bad parts of herself too, which is really refreshing. Another book that I finished reading recently was Atomic Habits. I shared a little mini review on Instagram and TikTok. I listened to that book, which I highly recommend doing. The book is structured in such an organized way, and everything gets repeated and summarized at the end of each chapter, which is really nice from a listening perspective because you feel like you're just kind of getting like a run through as you're going. I don't want to like repeat anything that I've already said, so I'll link that review. In general, that book talks about the big habits that we want to have and that we want to become habits, and instead of just targeting whatever that straightforward habit is, kind of looking at your environment and all of the smaller habits that can eventually lead you there. And I think it's just such a smart approach to crafting what your habits are and what your process is and what your routine is. We're so affected by our environment that we tend to just do whatever is most convenient, whatever is right in front of us, whatever is easiest. I already used this example, but let's say you wish that you read before going to sleep every single night. Instead of focusing on that being your new habit, first just make the habit of like every morning when I like quickly make my bed, I take my book and I put it on top of my pillow. So then when I am going back into my bed at nighttime, there's a book on my pillow, and whether I read it or not, I'm gonna have to take that book, take it off my pillow and put it on my nightstand. You're gonna have to touch it. Just creating that environment of like, I have a book on my pillow every single night. And one of those nights, you might just simply open up that book and start reading it. Just different ways of going around the obvious, I want to do this. Some of the examples feel like a little outdated, but I do think everything about the book is well-intentioned and the lessons are strong and timeless. Letter E represents empowered by. I have had a crazy, like specifically last 2 months, I've been feeling very empowered by many things. Something that I've been working on for a really, really long time, and I've talked about it a few times here and there, but it is happening so soon. Which is so terrifying. But in an effort to get to that finish line, I have been having to learn how to navigate so many different platforms, websites, softwares, just getting to like get my hands dirty into just different mediums that I normally don't use. One of them being Figma. Have been in the process of finalizing the design for a website and just learning how to play around on like the Figma board. I don't even know if that's what it's called, but so mentally and visually stimulating and just such a fun way to communicate my vision and get to work with others. I've also been dabbling in lots of Lightroom and Photoshop in ways that I've never used Lightroom and Photoshop ever before, which is also really fun. Another thing I've been feeling really empowered by, this is something that like has always been a stressor and an insecurity for me. I've been feeling very empowered by being easily accessible in a texting, calling, DMing sort of way. I am normally so bad at responding to people, and it literally was a photo that I had on my mood board for the top of this year. It was like a girl with a phone, and it represented just like being easy to reach. Gosh, do you feel way more connected in this day and age? There's so many different levels of friendship. There's the friends that you talk on the phone with, that you text with, that you only DM with. Such a large circle of my community is just on Instagram and DMing on Instagram, and it feels nice to be in like constant communication with a bunch of people that I normally never talk to but have so much love for. Maybe that's a very silly thing to bring up, but it's really been doing something for me, because if I don't, it's just stress that builds on, and then you feel like a bad friend or a bad person or a bad communicator. So yeah, that's something that I've been feeling empowered by. C, I didn't know which word to use. I want to say complexion / caring. One of my main focuses for September was just like getting my skincare routine on lockdown, specifically texture. So really that's the word that I wanted to use, but complexion works as well, because I do feel like the complexion of my skin has also been benefiting from this change. But I just really wanted to refine what products I'm using for the texture of my skin, because I'm 27, I haven't had any Botox yet. I'm trying to stay away from it for as long as I can with acting and being able to move my face. What can I do right now that is within my control, that I'm comfortable doing? And so I have been so consistent with my retinol, you guys, and it's game changing. So I want to show you a few things. Retinol. Paula's Choice 1% retinol treatment. I am now using this almost every other day. Sometimes I let 2 days pass, and retinol is like one of the few ingredients that is proven to help reverse the look of your skin and the aging process. And I really like Paula's Choice one. This is a brand new bottle that arrived today because I ran out, and I'm really excited to use it again because it's been a couple days. The other exfoliating product that I also think has been making a big difference in the texture of my skin is the Biba Glyco C Thermal Organic Pumpkin Peel Exfoliating and Stimulating Mask. When you put this on your face, it will tingle, it will burn, it will go away after a couple minutes, but I like to use this once a week in the shower. I feel like this is such a good reset for my skin. I feel like it's getting everything off, it's sloshing off the dead skin. Ever since I started using this again, there's been a huge difference in just the overall look of my skin, and I love Biba products. We have 3 more. I just feel like I should be showing you guys nearly everything I'm using, right? I am really obsessed with the Rhode Glazing Milk. I love this product because it didn't replace anything in my routine. It just added an extra step, but it's a very simple step that's not overcomplicating any part of my routine. This milk is so moisturizing, so lightweight. It's the first thing I'm putting on my face. I love using this under makeup. I think it really helps everything else kind of sink in, whatever you're putting on after this. So this is almost out. I like drench my skin in this milk. This serum I really think is game changing. I understand the hype. It's definitely an investment. It's a luxury and it's expensive. It's the SkinCeuticals CE, I don't want to mispronounce this, serum. It's very liquidy. I do like 2 drops on my forehead, a drop on each cheek. I'm so careful with this product because I want to savor it. I really think this has also changed the game for my skin. My skin loves this stuff. I use it every morning as my serum that goes under my moisturizer. I feel like it really helps with fine lines and wrinkles and just like the complexion and color of my skin. It's really insane. Lastly, I wanted to shout out Summer Friday's Rich Cushion Cream Ultra Plumping Moisturizer. I am digging my way through this moisturizer. I love using it at nighttime. It's the perfect amount of like a thick, rich moisturizer, but still somehow lightweight. I don't know how the ladies are doing it, but I trust anything and everything that Summer Fridays makes, honestly. So I've been using this every night before I go to bed, and it's keeping my skin super, super moisturized, and I love it. Letter A stands for aligning. This is kind of a general, vague umbrella statement because there are a few things that I wanted to bring up, but in general, I just feel like lately I've been aligning with my inner self, my desires, kind of on like a superficial front as well. I've just been having a lot of fun aligning with the type of outfits that I've been creating for myself. I've really been stripping down so many aspects of my life. I recently went through my whole closet and just donated and sold so many things that I just felt like did not align with my style and my vibe at all anymore. I was holding on to, you know what's funny? I was putting on an outfit for this video, and of course it's just a simple black t-shirt, and in general I was looking at like the t-shirt corner in my closet, and it's pretty much like all black and white at this point. There's just a little bit of color. For a second I kind of was like, oh gosh, did I get rid of too many things? Am I gonna be like a boring person to follow in a fashion sense? But then I thought about it again and I was like, whatever, that is what I like to wear. I like wearing black and white tops, and I make creative decisions in other categories, and that's fine. Also, my hair, obviously, we've gone so long without bringing it up. I have been wanting to lighten my hair for so long. There's so many reasons why you can push something off. I think like in an auditioning sort of sense, I didn't know if it'd be a smart decision for acting. Anyways, I dyed my hair blonde like a few days ago now. I'm loving it. I'm loving it so much. And so many of you guys are commenting like Beyond Beauty Star is gagged, which she is, because if you guys remember, Beyond Beauty Star was bleaching her own hair in her bedroom. This is what we're talking about. Matt Rez colored my hair and he literally killed it. Oh man, it's so good. Anyways, yeah, I just feel like I have been reinventing and just kind of curating. What else did I write? My hair, my style, my space, also just kind of, I don't know, just clearing out things that like do not align with what I care about anymore. In general, just lifestyle choices. I feel like I'm finally prioritizing things that I've been telling myself that I want to prioritize, and it can be as simple as every week I go to the farmer's market early in the morning, cooking, like loving cooking so much. And our last letter is P, which stands for playing, playfulness. I worked on a project earlier this summer that was very immersive and pulled me away from my cell phone, and there were no mirrors around and there were no clocks in sight. There was so much playing involved, and it reinvigorated this desire to do creative things without any sort of monetary or external benefit besides just like really enjoying yourself in the present moment. Really experienced that in a very, very intense way, and it was so fun, and time just went by so slow. It made me think about how I socialize and my friendships and what we do when we come together, and leaving that project, I have forced many close friends of mine, including my boyfriend, to have jam circles where we all play different instruments, and then we all rotate and switch out the instruments and just make music for fun. At this point now, our jam sessions have become so legitimate that we've got instruments plugged into speakers and amps. It's just so much fun. It's so fun to like play with your friends. I think that is something that like really trickles down as an adult, because we start falling into like the stereotypical versions of hanging out. Getting bored together, I think, is so important for memory making and connection between you and your friends.
Another very silly, playful thing that I've gotten myself into was one night, a bunch of us made a short film and literally edited it as best as I could, and it's so funny, and it'll never see the light of day, but boy, did that bring us so much joy.
In spirit of the jam circles, I've been learning how to play drums, which has been really fun because my oldest brother is really good at the drums, and I'm sending him just terrible videos of me learning like a very simple rhythm. But that alone has been so much fun. Lots of pickleball. That has been the physical exercise component of my life, and it's always fun to find different ways to move your body, and getting to also do it with your friends is really fun. That is my September 2023 recap. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Let me know if you like this format. If you guys want to follow me anywhere else on Instagram or TikTok, just my name, and I will talk to you guys very soon. I love you all very much. Bye.